After a long delay brought on by the worldwide pandemic, Marvel Studios finally got to release its Black Widow solo movie. The film, of course, stars Scarlett Johansson as Natasha Romanoff, who we meet just after the events of Captain America: Civil War, where Black Widow, Captain America and others were on the run for breaking the Sokovia Accords. She attempts to lay low in Norway while all this blows over. The film follows Natasha as she finds herself forced to reconnect with the family she once had in order to fight back against the sinister Taskmaster who is hunting her down, but also tries to bring down the Red Room once and for all, and ultimately get revenge on the man who ruined her life all those years ago, General Dreykov, played by Ray Winstone. We had hints of Natasha's past in earlier movies, and her being more of a question mark than some of the other Avengers did work quite well. That said, after Endgame, it's just kinda nice to learn more about a character who always felt a little underwritten. The story being told here may not be super necessary, granted, but the opening sequence is so good that you'll find yourself pretty quickly invested in what's going on and wanting to learn more, so the film makes itself necessary in that sense. Johansson may enjoy her popcorn movies, where she gets to look cool and hot and badass, but she's also a terrific actress, so it's really enjoyable to see that the MCU, which sadly never really gave her much to work with, finally gives the actress a bit more of a challenge. The movie itself does indeed focus on the dysfunctional family at the heart of the story, and it's very clear at this point that David Harbour could make any character likable. Florence Pugh is really good as Yelena, providing a somewhat more vulnerable yet still just as tough partner in crime to Natasha, while Rachel Weisz does a good job with a character that admittedly could have been fleshed out a little bit more. The movie is, of course, action-packed, and it's a lot of fun to see other Black Widows do what Black Widows do. There is a bit of a lull in terms of pacing near the end of the second act, but the finale is just very rewarding, so it's worth sticking around for. It looks fantastic and has plenty of suspense. In terms of story, this feels like a Skyfall type of tale told in very broad strokes. We follow our hero as they come face to face with their past and confront their ghosts in order to save the world, making some sacrifices along the way. But this film leaves a good amount of questions out in the open. The whole MacGuffin with the brainwash antidote feels a little weak to me, I gotta say, as do some of the resolutions near the end. And I really didn't get who that guy was who provided Natasha with planes and whatever else she needed. All in all, however, I had a great time with Black Widow, an often exciting, funny, and sometimes even moving Marvel movie with a strong cast, fun action sequences, and some nifty little surprises. It isn't always quite as sharp as it could have been writing-wise, and if you're not super invested in the MCU, it's pretty much skippable. But I would recommend you giving it a go if you're just looking for an entertaining summer blockbuster. Not top tier MCU then, but a solid effort nonetheless.